Hello, beautiful people, kings and queens of this earth. I hope everybody is doing well. I did want to talk to y'all today a little about money and securing the bag and what that's all about. Maybe share some insights with you that you have never considered before. So just stick with me, hear me out, and when it's all done and through, let me know what you think. So I do want to start with money. I'm going to go ahead and ring off everything in order, and I'll, give a little explanation of where I'm going with this. All right. So the $1 bill has George Washington on it. The $2 bill has Thomas Jefferson. The $5 bill has Abraham Lincoln. The $10 bill has Alexander Hamilton. The $20 bill has Andrew Jackson. And the $50 bill has Ulysses S. Grant. And the $100 bill has Benjamin Franklin on it. And so, why I felt like that was so important to, talk about here is that, we work really hard, and, we strive, and it's like we put everything in jeopardy for the sake of money. So I did just want to, when you see this, like, what do you imagine? What does this bring up? What does this bring up for you? What does this tell you? I personally do feel like for a lot of people, this money means freedom to a lot of people. But if you think about it, and if you look a little bit deeper into this, I want y'all to understand that we're in a time right now where social tension is very high. But it's really opening up my mind to the fact of how covert racism and white supremacy is. So I did just want to point out that I truly believe that money is one of the greatest forms of white supremacy. Every time that you look at money, a dollar bill, what you're chasing after, this is what you're chasing after. Do you see this? This is what you're chasing after. This is what you sacrifice your life for. This is what you sacrifice your relationships for. And I really want y'all to think about that, because especially in the Black community, and I can only speak for that because that's the community that I've, been within consistently. But it's like, I mean, men and women both put a very high importance and a high regard on getting money and securing a bag. But if you think about it, what you're really securing, you're trying to secure is acceptance. You're trying to secure status, and you're trying to secure notoriety. And I mean, yes, we all need money. Not saying that we don't need money, and not saying that we all go after money for the same reasons, but most of the times a lot of us get lost in the sauce because our eyes are just fixed. And so when our eyes are fixed, we lose sight of everything else around us. And I think now is the perfect time for us to change our focus and really set your eyes on what's important in your life. Another thing that I did want to point out is, you hear a lot about, I'm chasing dead presidents. And, I found this kind of interesting to figure out myself. But as far as the $10 bill with Alexander Hamilton and the $100 bill with Ben Franklin, they were never presidents. They were never presidents. So actually, Ben Franklin, he quit school at the age of 10 that so that he could work. So what does that kind of tell you about the nation that we live in? Like, why were these men the ones that were put on money, and why do we hold that in such a high regard? And it has a lot to do with, because that's what the world has taught us to do. And that's just not in, like I said, it's not just in this country, it's worldwide. So I really want y'all to think about that. Another thing that I want you to think about is, if you're willing to go so hard after this, that can only take you so far, because when it comes to your health, and when it comes to your relationships, and when it comes to your peace, that money is not going to help you. Those problems it's going to be a temporary fix. And we live in a very microwave society, so a lot of instant gratification, and I see it and I want it and I get it, and we actually brag about that. And it's like, yeah, I get it, but at the same time, the more that we work for something, the more that we earn something, the more meaning that it has behind us, and the more that we will value it and actually take care of it. So the other thing that I want to offer to you is that, if you have all this gumption and energy in you to chase after money, what would you do for a kingdom? What would you do for a kingdom? Because as far as I know, every single one of us has our name on the kingdom. We are entitled to the riches and the wealth in heaven. And not saying that we have to get to heaven to get there, because this is our heaven on earth right now. And I know a lot of people get that confused, but this is heaven right now. It's just that we have to make that what it is, you know? So instead of chasing after money, you know, I would love to see y'all chase after love, chase after forgiveness, chase after peace, chase after, you know, anything that brings life into your life, because the money is not what's bringing us life. You know, it does bring us, you know, just fleeting things, and you know, it's just simple. It's so simple. And this is the easiest trick in the book to get somebody to do what you want them to do, is through money. So when I think of, you know, white supremacy, I've been doing a whole lot of reading, and it's just like, this is the greatest form of that. And I know we're in a position right now in the country where we're trying to reform a lot of things and change laws, replace the injustice system with the justice system. But you know, money is gonna be affected with that too. So just make sure that that everybody is, you know, chasing after the right things. And then I also did want to point out that, you know, it does say in the good book that the love of money is the root of all evil. So that was definitely something I want to clarify, because I know there's a lot of songs and phrases where it's like, money is the root of all evil. Money is the root of all evil. And it's not. It's not. And then not only that, but things like that just are kind of like, well, you don't even, you know, if you don't subscribe to the book, then I don't understand how people mix and mingle things. But you know, that's just the world we live in. So whatever makes, you know, whatever works. But yeah, I mean, if y'all have any questions, or if this was something that you thought of or that you never thought of, let me know, because I was just like, dang. And not only that, another thing I want to point out is that money is the dirtiest thing. It's dirty. Y'all know how dirty money is, because dirty goes everywhere. Money goes everywhere, and it's in everybody's hands. So, you know, as dirty as money is, how low and how dirty do you have to be a lot of times to get this, to secure this? Just think about that. Just think about that. But I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that with y'all, and y'all let me know what you think.